Now that you graduated from section 1, we're going into section 2, which is the setup. Now we're going to start building up our profiles so that way we can start seeing them pop up online on search. And we're also going to do a local analysis. So we're going to do a dive and look at our competition to see and benchmark what we need to hit. So our setup section overview, we're going to cover Google My Business. That's how we get into the map pack, which we're about to show you. Look at Search Console. That's going to give us insight onto how we're being positioned in organic search. We're going to look at Google Analytics and getting that set up so that way we are able to identify user behavior, user traffic, what they're doing, how they're getting there, where they're going, are they converting. Bing Webmaster Tools, same as Search Console, but we get a little bit more information and it's on positioning on Bing. And then we got Bing Places, similar to Google My Business, which we get that map listing. We're going to get that on there, get it verified. Facebook, show you how to set up the Facebook page, get the Facebook page verified. We use that for a couple different ways to verify, such as with Moz Local. Apple Maps, overlooked by a lot of people, great backlink. We're going to get in every map pack that we possibly can. Then we're going to look at online branding and being able to get the exposure and awareness from being across our digital space. And right now we're going to look at local SEO overview. We're going to look at ranking factors. So that way you guys got a better idea as we go through this course on exactly what I'm talking about around authority, trust flow, citation flow, and topical flow. Looking at backlinks. And we're going to use these tools. We're going to use Google Search. We're going to use Moz Toolbar, Majestic, and Topic, SEMrush, and Google AdWords. And within Google AdWords, we're going to use the Keyword Planner. So let's jump in and look at what is going on in our local area and do the analysis to set our benchmarks. So what we're looking at, we want to rank for orthodontist that's in West Hills. Now ideally we'd like to look at orthodontists in West Hills from within West Hills, but unfortunately one of the tools that I like to use, iSearch, does not recognize. And if you guys haven't used this, is a good tool. It does not recognize West Hills. So orthodontist, and then we do West Hills. Not there. Let's try Calabasas. It's right next to West Hills. Calabasas orthodontist. See, not seeing what we want. But this is a good tool for the areas that it does have. Not there. So what we're doing is we're going to rank a site called Chomp Orthodontics, and it's an orthodontist website. Now what we're looking for is that within the setup, we're looking at what is common among who our competitors are. So we've got Platt. We're going to look at their site. Normally just try and go directly to their site because this gives them positive ranking signals that we're engaged with them. And then we're going to look, so they're number 1 in the organic side. They're number 2. And now let's start the analysis. So get your workbook open onto the competition tab. Make sure to download that. Download your workbook. Look at competitors. I've already filled it out so that way you guys don't have to watch me punch it in. But what I did is that we look at Platt, they're number 1 in the map pack, wrote down their map listing, went number 2, Agora Hills, and number 3, Schachter, and the also good thing is that he's number 1 in organic. So we're going to look at what these different factors are. So now that we got the sites, we want to know what the domain authority is for these sites so that way we can start figuring out our target. So turn on your Moz toolbar. So we got a 17. Agora now is number 1. So it's flipping around as we do the page between Agora and Schachter. So 1729. See, they're very close. Page authority. And essentially page authority, it's trying to calculate the authority of the page based on all the links going to that individual page. And then the domain authority is encompassing all the links going in to the domain. And it's generating that score by number of links, authority of those links. So we've got 2917, 3017, then we've got our Yelp listings, and this is normal. This happens in a lot of industries, whether it's in construction, plumbing, is that we're going to get these directories. People go there and they use them. So we're going to make sure that we optimize our Yelp listing the best we can. Then we've got West Hills Orthodontist 1717, 31 Platt Village Dental, which there's Platt. So they got 3118. So there's something wrong. Not necessarily something wrong, but they're missing out on an optimization that is preventing them from ranking up higher. So 3118. Now let's take a look at our workbook. Platt 3118. So we can see, and then when we look at our site, and this is where we want to use the bulk PADA tools at Mercer, plug them in and make sure to do it based on if they're using a subdomain or their root domain. Check it. And you could see that we're lacking a little bit. So we've got our first set of benchmarks that we need to target. So we need to bring our page authority up and our DA for the home page to help get on to the first page of organic search. Now we're going to look at the backlinks. So go, if you got Majestic, you can use Ahrefs, or if you got a different tool. What we want to identify, we're going to take a look at Platt because they're in the first position in the map pack. Really looking to dominate that. Let's look at, and we want to look at their subdomain because that's what their primary designation for URL. And look, sports, college, university, we want it to be health. So we can see that with a 7 trust flow and a 30 citation flow, it's not ideal. We want 15 to 30. That's kind of the area you want to be in, at 2 to 1. Let's take a look down. So you see their topical flow. It's not health, it's sports. Maybe they do sports dentistry, but I doubt it. Their backlink history. And now we're looking to see how their backlink breakdown is and their anchor text. So website, it's kind of spammy. So this is good for us when we see stuff like this. Like, we want this to be other. Like, we want 52 to 70% other. And then they have view website. So they got someone who's trying to pump this up. And now if we look at the referring domains, sports, recreation, travel, there's nothing around health. Society of law, local dentists, like this one's okay. The content is, the contextually is around dentists. Water skiing. All right, so let's take a look at LA. Now this is, I know, because I get links on here, this is a good place to have a backlink, but theirs has been deleted. So now that we see what they're doing, looking at the referring domains, that's how you will want to take a look, because we're looking for backlinks and why they are where they are. So the referring domains, let's fill out our workbook. Backlinks 36 referring. So it's about this as well too, in which you want this to be as equal as possible. But let's continue. So who's in first position? Let's come back here next. So we've got our page authority, domain authority set up and tracked. And we know this is what we want our target to be. We've got our trust flow and citation flow. So we know that we want to beat these guys out. We know that we want our citation flow to be around health. Now let's take a look at the top ranking page. We'll take a look at our Gory Hills. And then this is where you're going to use your SEO Quake plugin. Turn it on. Look at density of this page, of the home page. Now look, they're in the first position for organic search. SIA confirmed 1300 is the ideal word count that you want on a page in order to rank it for a term. They're at 1256. What does that tell you? SIA proving what you need to get in the right position. So we're going to take this, we're going to drop it in. We're going to go after Orthodontist West Hills. Let's see how NTopic scores them. 98.64. So we can see why these guys are doing so well in the organic position. in the organic position. They got a 98% score. They got 1,256 words, and they rank 1 organically. But if you notice, they're not number 1 in the map pack. Can anyone guess why that is? Look at one thing, one factor. These guys got 18 reviews. These guys got 6. These guys got 5. Reviews play an impact. Also, if we take a look at the citations, let's go over to Whitespark, and we're going to see what's pointing back at their site. Refresh it real quick. All right, so now we're back at our citation search results. We're going to go into this further detail in another one, but we're just setting up our workbook right now. Ran the citations. Now we're getting an idea. So we see who's in number 1. They got 4277 showing us an ad. Here's Platt, 168 for Platt. They're the ones that are in number 1. And we've got Agora Hills. Orthodontists and pediatrics. So they've got 196. And then Schachter. Schachter's got 29. $168 for Platt. So you can see we now know where we're headed. We've got 43. That's not from doing any work. So we've now got our workbook laid out. So as we build these out, you need to take into account, do your keyword research, use these tools, and look for commonalities among these top 3. What do they all have? They all have orthodontists. They all have West Hills. Some are at the end. This one has dentist. This one, these guys keyword stuffed a little bit. Doesn't seem to have that big of an impact. Might be helping. They're in second position. Even if they were to update this, remove some of those keywords, target more specific, they could move up in position. But now we'll take a look real quick into SEMrush. And because it's such a small area, we're just going to look up orthodontist. Volume of search results. Get an idea, orthodontics. CPC is around 903. Orthodontist, 110,788. This is throughout the United States. Orthodontist near me, something that we want to have on our site as well too. The near me. Schooling, don't want schooling. Pediatric. Let's go into these reports a little bit further. And here we are. 110,000 orthodontists. Salary don't want. And then we get keyword difficulty, near me. So this would be something we would target. The near me. That'll what we'll want to have on the homepage at least, so that way we can get positioned for that. So that's a quick overview on how we use SEMrush. And then that concludes our local SEO review. And I'm looking forward to teaching you about setting up these accounts and getting it positioned so that way we can start building them out and meeting those metrics to beat everyone and dominate local SEO.